Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. I've got a question in here in the comments on a D500 video about, this is from Eureka Productions, GH5 or D500 for 60% stills and 40% video. So they're asking, should they go with the Panasonic GH5, the current Panasonic flagship, or the Nikon D500, which is the current Nikon APS-C, their DX, if you will, flagship. But they're shooting 60% stills, 40% video. It's an interesting question simply because it's very close. And I would say the GH5 is the better video camera, but the D500 is the better photo camera. And because the D500 will shoot 4K and you are more heavily weighted on stills, my initial gut reaction would be to tell you to go with a D500. That to me is probably going to be for your mess up of or your division, I should say, I guess, of what you're shooting, the better option. Perhaps another option that just came to mind would be a D7500. So most of the goodness of the 500 at less cost, and adding a G7 Panasonic or a Panasonic G85, which is what I'm shooting this with, which gives you a lot of the goodness of a GH5 at a lot less price, and you could still do it for your budget of either of those two other cameras. Just throwing that out as an option. It's probably the way I would go because I don't need that top end of the GH5 or that top end of the D500, and then I could have both, best of both worlds. Plus you got a backup, especially if you're doing any type of pro work or paid work, you'll have a backup camera then. That's probably the way I would go. Between the two, for what you're saying though, between the two you specified, the GH5, the D500, I'd probably go with the D500. But what do you guys think? Which way would you go? Would you go GH5 or would you go D500? Remember, 60% stills, 40% video. But also, what do you think of my suggestion of going with a G7 or a G85 and a D7500? That's my favorite option out of that. And I came up with, I threw that in there. He wasn't asking about that. Let me know what you guys think. Which way would you go and why? Let me know in the comments below. Let's help out Eureka Productions. And thanks for your question. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.